Well, Jalen, that series was a sweep. It looked like the Nets were headed toward a sweep when they were up 2-0, but the Bucks have come back. They evened the series using some defense from PJ Tucker and some good play from Giannis. Jalen, how have the Bucks evened up this series?
This time of the year, the catalysts are your superstars, and Giannis continued to attack the paint without settling. It's easier to do it when your team is getting stops and or rebounds, so he get plays like this in transition, broken floor situations where they don't get a chance to truly form a wall, and that's why he had a career high in the paint with points. So it starts with Giannis. But the second thing I want to say, I want to go to PJ Tucker.
Yep.
See, in the first game, he had 0 points, but his plus minus was 11, plus 11. He played fantastic. Drew Holiday only had 9 points in the previous game. He actually was fantastic. And you know how they were fantastic? Defensively. I have never seen anybody guard Kevin Durant this well. I know they weren't necessarily, they were planning for Harden to be out, weren't planning for Kyrie to be out, so their offense got a little stagnant and tried to force it to KD. But he was picking them up 94 feet sometime. He was forcing them to the left side sometime. He was getting underneath them. I saw him contesting shots. I saw him block. When the last time you seen somebody block one of Kevin Durant's shots?
A jump
I know
shot.
they called the foul, but it wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul. You can do that when you're familiar with a guy, you're really up on him, and you're taking away his airspace, and then right there when you do it, KD tries to get the contact, and you frustrate an all-time great player. So PJ Tucker, who would have thought that he'd go into a playoff game and make more three-pointers than Kevin Durant? He was outstanding.
He played great defense. However, the story of this game is the Kyrie Irving injury. As you mentioned, they knew they were going to be without James Harden, who is progressing, according to Steve Nash. But now we have Kyrie Irving out, and they put everything on KD. Jalen, couple things. Number one, can the Nets win Game 5 without Harden or Kyrie Irving? And do you think there will be some discipline from Giannis because of him not allowing Irving to land?
Rest in peace to the king, Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. And when I did that to him in the 2000 finals, I wasn't asked about it after the game. Nobody realized that I intentionally did that. I wasn't proud of it. I didn't think it was cute. I didn't think it was cool. So that's why the basketball gods paid me back by allowing me to be out there when Kobe Bryant scored 81 points. So after that happened, I came on this show and I told the world about it. I told the world about it. And let me tell you something right now. I can't just look at the lens of when I grew up playing and when I played, when I analyzed whether the Joker should have got a flagrant 2 or not. Because when I played, I know that wouldn't have been a flagrant 2. But the rules are different. The same for this play with Giannis. And I guarantee you, in my Charles Barkley voice, shout to the OG, this offseason, the NBA is going to make sure that they outlaw this play not only for the jump shooter, in particular the three-point shooter, the Kawhi Leonard, Zaza Pachulia play also. They're going to make sure that they acknowledge that this should be for players inside of the paint, inside of the three-point line also. Now, I don't believe Giannis' intention was to wake up yesterday and hurt Kyrie Irving. But what I do think, as a 7-footer, when you run in there to grab the board, Jacoby, there's a level of real estate that you occupy. And you don't necessarily have to go underneath Kyrie Irving to get the rebound. He's right in front of the rim. As a matter of fact, it's a layup, and he made the shot. Again, Giannis is not a dirty player. But this is, like I said, with the Joker. This was an avoidable incident. And so, therefore, retroactively, they don't go back and give him a flagrant. Watch in the offseason, this becomes a point of emphasis. 3, 2, 1. Is it at the bottom of the ticker yet? Did Woj tweet it yet?
It will be.
I guarantee you, they're going to make it a point of emphasis.